Hey folks, I'm John Laspina, carnivore teacher, still here on my wonderful New England, Canada cruise on Celebrity Equinox. And today is a day at sea. We are heading out of the St. Lawrence Seaway back into the Atlantic Ocean, and we're going to Prince Edward Island tomorrow. I'm excited to get some mussels. Wonderful carnivore food. Seafood is fantastic. I forgot to mention in the last video that there's a lot of shrimp available. There's a lot of smoked salmon available on this cruise in the buffet. You just have to, of course, use your common sense, see if there's anything mixed with it, any creams or sauces or whatever. I'm just getting the salmon. I'm just getting the peel and eat shrimp, and I take the vein out. In restaurants, when I get seafood, I make sure that it has absolutely no seed oil, because I show my card that I mentioned before in the last video, my allergy card. I just make sure that it has no starch, sugar, or seed oils in anything. Don't eat the bread, don't eat the desserts. And it's really simple. And I'm back down to 2 meals a day. Once you get into the rhythm of a cruise, you start, or at least I do, go back to my original routine and you get a rhythm going. And so my rhythm this morning was I get up, I go to the gym, I stretch. Today I did triceps and chest and my ab muscles, and then I walked around the deck. I went up to the grassy area, walked around the pool area. I don't know what my steps are. I don't count steps, but I just do it until I feel great. And I skipped breakfast. I haven't eaten yet today until it's time for lunch, and I'll just go up to the buffet at noon, and I'll go right to the carvery, and we'll see what they have there. And I'm going to try to stay away from cheese for the rest of the cruise. I've had my fill of amazing cheeses, and I think they are causing a problem because when I personally eat too much dairy, like cheese, I get a little more constipated. Not constipated, but it's firmer than it should be. I don't get skin breakouts. I do put on a little more weight, and that's how dairy affects me. Dairy affects people very, very differently. Bunch of hours in there. I took my laptop. Since it's a day at sea, I went down to a quiet part of the ship. I started processing a video. Right now, I'm filming this in my stateroom, just like I did on the last one, using the natural light coming in from the Atlantic Ocean and the sky there. It's beautiful. Just wanted to throw out another video for you. What am I going to do the rest of the day? I'm going to read my book, and I'm going to maybe take a nap, and around 6 o'clock, I'm going to eat dinner. And then there's a show later at night, and we'll walk around, socialize. We're meeting some people. Had a discussion with a couple last night. I didn't even push it in the direction. We got on the topic of carnivore. And this guy was telling me that he had, and I think he was much younger than I am. I'm 59. At least he looked a lot younger. I don't know his age, but I think he was in his 40s. And he already told me he had a heart attack. He had 2 surgeries. He learned that he's not supposed to have sugar and carbs. I said, that's good, because that's what causes heart attack. I said, nicotine, starch, and sugar damaged the arterial walls, and he shook his head like he knew that knowledge. He told me he was a lifelong smoker and he had quit smoking years ago, but the damage was done. I told him that, I only eat, and I gave the list: beef, lamb, pork, poultry, fish, and eggs. I cook only in animal fats. Talked about seed oils a little bit, and he was intrigued. He goes, I thought carnivore was just meat. I said, well, that's kind of like the lion diet, and some people do just red meat, salt, and water to deal with their autoimmune issues. I said, but carnivore is anything that comes from the animal kingdom. So you can eat fish, you can eat bacon and pork, and you can eat all kinds of lamb and beef and eggs. And he said, well, I can do that. That sounds great. That sounds delicious. But isn't that expensive, he said. I said, actually, think about what you're not buying when you go on the carnivore diet. You're not buying all the snack foods. You're not eating constantly. You sometimes go down to only 1 or 2 meals a day. Yes, meats are expensive nowadays, but you're buying fewer items. You're not eating as frequently, and you're actually saving money. You are. And then we talked about, how am I doing it? He said, how hard is it to do it on this cruise? He's already gained a lot of weight. He's eating everything in sight. I said, well, I've cruised a lot. and you get into a rhythm and a routine, and you realize it's all crap. It's all junk food. It's all ultra processed food times 10 on a cruise ship. So you have to use your self-control and choose what you know is healthy, which is what I do. So I talked a little bit about what I share with you guys on this channel. And I said, I go to the carvery. I take some lunch meat. I was telling him about cheeses. He said, you can eat cheese? I said, yes, you can. Cheese comes from dairy. Dairy comes from an animal. I said, but you got to be careful with the cheese because, a little too much can make you gain weight and cause issues. And then we talked about our trigger foods. He loved his M&Ms. I said, I'm a sugar junkie. And his eyes lit up and he looked at me and I said, I can't have one M&M or else I've ruined it. I can't stop thinking about it. So I don't have any. And we talked about alcohol. He loves to drink. And he was drinking. And I said, I don't have a problem with that personally because I don't like the chemical taste of alcohol in my mouth, so it's a no-brainer for me. But for some people that love alcohol too much, that can be a problem, and you have to understand the facts about alcohol and what it does. He said, well, what does it do? Is that going to hurt my heart? I said, honestly, basically slows your liver down. Your liver performs 200 different jobs, I told him, and you're taxing your liver because your liver has to process this alcohol in first priority before it does all of its 199 other jobs. And he was intrigued. I said, but what you need to do is remove the starch, sugar, and seed oils. Focus on animal meats and fats. You eat until you're comfortably stuffed, till the food doesn't taste good anymore, which is usually just 1 or 2 meals a day. And you don't get those cravings because you're not putting sugar in your body. I walked away. I mean, it was interesting. I think I planted some really cool seeds there in his brain, and maybe he's going to try the carnivore diet. I wish I had more time with him. We were on our way to the show last night, but that was about a half-hour discussion. So really cool, and I didn't even bring it up. All right, maybe he saw that I looked healthy, because you should see a lot of people on this cruise ship. I've never seen so many fatty livers and obesity, and it's sad to see so many people unhealthy, and I'm watching them walk around with the ice cream cones and the constantly drinking, and they're getting temporary happiness. They're getting temporary dopamine hits that are very short-lived. They're damaging their long-term health. I can't turn the page back. I've seen what I've seen. The bell is rung, and I'm in this for life, and I feel fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to go back out on the deck? All right, I'm going to turn the camera around. Let's see where we are. Opening the slider. It's chillier today. I think it's in the 50s, but nothing to look at, just the Atlantic Ocean. But it is so refreshing. It's so relaxing. Look at that beautiful sky. That's all. I'll show you down there. Isn't that beautiful? Never get tired of it. I sit in a chair sometimes, just prop my feet up. Very happy to be on this cruise. All right, let me flip this around again. So, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you well. Have a wonderful day today. I know I am on my cruise and my upcoming meals. And I will see you in my next video. Click the thumbs up if you like the content and you want to share this with friends and family. I'd appreciate that. It helps the algorithm. And eat well so that you can look and feel well and become the optimized version of yourself. Take care.